For Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island Broad. That forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck.
Well, our neck of the lot is Old Mexico when we have a flash flood warning. Oh! I don't like the sound of that. Now, Rosen predicted a flash flood, and then it started raining really hard. There's a problem with rain in this part of our backlot because the set is built on a hill, and during storms, we've been known to have floods. So, be careful if you're sitting on the left side of the tram. Enjoy! Watch the top of the hill. Keep your cameras protected because here comes the flood. This is a really simple special effect to do. The first thing we did, we built the set on a hill. At the top of the hill, hidden by all the trees, there's a huge tank filled up with water. There are doors at the bottom of the tank. The doors open up. The water dumps out of the tank, rolls down the hill, goes underneath the bridge, gets pumped right back into the tank for the next flash flood. So all that water is recycled. This part of Old Mexico has been used in films like Three Amigos, with Steve Martin Short and Chevy Chase, Nacho Libre with Jack Black, Paramount's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with Harrison Ford. TV shows have been done out there recently. House was done there last month. Community was done there about 2 weeks ago. And that part of our backlot was also used for our upcoming film, Hop. H-O-P. That is our family film about the Easter Bunny. That's going to be released on April 1st. Very short trip to Mexico. We've already crossed the border into Texas. These are our Western sets, and they're some of the oldest sets on our lot. Some of them built over 95 years ago. We started making movies here in 1915. These are some of the sets built for our silent Westerns. And here to tell you about it, my co-host, Whoopi.
Did you know that more movies have been shot on these streets than any other spot in the world? Now, during the silent film era, they could shoot up to 6 movies at the same time, one on each one of these 6 streets. That's why it's called 6 Points, because each street had its own bank, its own sheriff's office, its own saloon, and its own hotel. Now, it turns out that this town ain't big enough for both of us. Sure it is. So get on back onto your tram stagecoach thing and get the heck out of here. Go on. Go on.
A lot of these sets look like they're made of brick, but not one building in this part of our backlot is brick. They're fiberglass panels. Look at the last building on the left as we make the turn. You can see what it really looks like up close. The panels are kind of put together like puzzles. They don't look so good up close, but they look like real brick buildings on film. That is the important part. If you look at your monitors, I'm going to show you some of the Westerns that have been done in front of those sets with people like Clint Eastwood, Jimmy Stewart, and John Wayne.
Maybe you're just going to stir things up here. Bet I am.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
Hey, Kirk Douglas, that's not a brick wall behind you. That's made of fiberglass. Isn't that funny? Yes, kind of. Just a few moments ago, eventually, we demonstrated how Peter Jackson and the special effects team at Weta Digital was able to use computer effects to create the look of Skull Island in our King Kong attraction. But when they made the movie King Kong in 2005, Skull Island was not just a big computer special effect. They built full-size sets of parts of the island, and for some of the scenes they used very detailed miniatures. Very small portions of the set that look full-size on film. We're going to be driving right next to one of those miniature sets coming up on the left side. Take a picture of it, it's going to look like a full-size set. Another stop. I don't know if you guys can see this on film or not. The road that we need to take to get to that part of the backlot has been flooded over by that flash flood that we just saw. So we don't have any road to get there right now. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Please part the water. Aw, look at that. Just like the Red Sea, in the movie The Ten Commandments, our water is parting, and it will allow us to drive right through to the other side. And just to clear things up, no, this is not the special effect that was used in the movie The Ten Commandments. That film was made in 1956. We built this for the tour in 1973. But it was parted by Moses in another movie, a comedy, in 1981 called History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks played Moses in a film that he co-wrote and directed, and he parted this water in that film. And we're going to be driving right through. If you have any personal belongings on the floor that you don't want to get wet, just as a precaution, go ahead and pick those items up.
No, don't worry.
Now, so far we passed by our city street sets, our old western sets, and now we're taking it past Little Europe. Our Little European sets can be made to look like any country in the world. Last year, the section of the backlot on the right side of the tram was supposed to be Spain in Night and Day with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. There's a scene in the movie where they have the running of the bulls through Spain. That was actually shot out there on those cobblestone streets. Disney used some of those sets for their first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films. Disney has been making a 4th Pirates of the Caribbean on our lot, and we're going to be passing by that area a little bit later on the tour. In 1960, this was ancient Rome in the film Spartacus with Kirk Douglas and Laurence Olivier. Also used in The Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson, but back then you only knew him as The Rock. This is the only part of the tour where I get to see everyone on the tram at the same time. So I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hi back there. Hello. Well, some of you are still wearing 3D glasses. You look funny. You don't need to wear the 3D glasses anymore. Those were just for King Kong. They're not really sunglasses. Right now they're preparing this area of our backlot for an episode of True Blood. They're going to be shooting that out here next week. And recently the Muppets shot out here, the new Muppet movie with Jason Segel and Amy Adams. Now I do need to be out the microphone for our first quiet zone up at the top of the hill directly in front of us. That's where they're doing Desperate Housewives. We're going to be passing closer to that area later on. In the meantime, some of our famous monster movies were shot out here, like Frankenstein, Dracula, and The Mummy.
Hey, you're not going to do that? Oh, come on. Oh, they're repairing.
Okay, we're out of that quiet zone now. We're going to be passing by closer to the sets of Desperate Housewives just a little bit later on. Now, the area that we just drove through, a lot of classic horror movies were shot out there. I mentioned like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. So those are, that's where we did our classic horror movies. But now we're going to take you to a more peaceful section of our backlot. It's a small island right off the east coast. The name of the island is Amity, and that means friendly. Listen to the friendly music. The billboard welcomes us to Amity. That's nice. In 1975, we did a film called Jaws about a shark on an island called Amity. We had to close the beaches, and it's happening all over again. Although they caught the shark, another shark has been sighted out here. There it is! It's across the way! There's something else in the water, too. What else? That's a scuba diver. Hey! Get out of the water! There's a shark right in front of you! Swim over to the police boat before the... Never mind. The shark ate him. That's great. I shouldn't laugh at that. See, we're smarter than the scuba diver because we're going to pull up behind the pier. So the pier separates us from the shark. We're going to hide behind all those barrels filled with flammable. Ah! The flammable caught on fire. I see where the shark is. It's right next to us. Bless you. Shark sneeze on us, dinosaur spit on us. Did you get it? Did you get a shot of it? Did you get it when it came up? Okay, so we're coming up to the second and final quiet zone. We're going to go up the hill here. We're going to drive right behind the houses that are used as Wisteria Lane. Pay special close attention to golf carts and white vans that you see driving by, because that's how they transport the people to the set. So look inside the vans. I'm going to be off the microphone again for about 2 minutes.
Nó vậy rất là vậy. Thì nó đóng rồi.